Hey y'all, lots of critters hit the ground tonight. We're pretty busy tracking and trailing and skinning and quartering and all that stuff. Give you one little teaser.
You want me to get in there so you...
Alright, so there's a little teaser video. Stay tuned, we're going to go track. Jeanette shot a doe, I'll tell you that. And we're going to go track it. We'll be back here shortly with more updates. Hi there, thanks for clicking on that link and welcome back to another installment of our deer camp series for the TBH Video Journal. I'm headed back down to CDLC for another installment of our deer camp series. This may be an abbreviated version. Today is Saturday and I'm getting off to a little bit of a later start. I had some family obligations. Jeanette rode down with Les and Colette yesterday, and so they hunted this morning. In fact, our buddy Gary shot a real nice buck this morning that they sent me pictures of. I'm anxious to get down there. This is the last weekend of the general season here in the state of Texas, and so as such, this may be the last installment of our deer camp series, although CDLC is a MLD property, and so there is extended season for MLD. Of course, in the state of Texas, we also have an abundance of hogs and exotics, and so there probably will be other opportunities, hopefully sooner rather than later, for more deer camp series videos. And then of course at CDLC we always have our work weekends, which are a lot of fun as well. Alright, I got here, most people are out riding around, goose hunting I think, but I'm here at CDLC, walking over here to take a look at Gary's big buck. What you got there, Gary?
Finally got me a good one.
He's alright I guess. Nice effort from the goose hunters. How many did y'all get? 20. What do we score?
160 and 3/8.
160 and 3/8.
It's just a little bit more than 160.
That's slightly more than 160. You're gonna Euro one?
Yeah.
That's fancy.
There was a
Heart's o' goose.
pintail.
Casey's gonna carry me out to number 10 this evening, and we're gonna see if we can get her on a big old buck. Casey's going back to number 23, bow in hand.
We just shot a doe. I shot a doe. It was a good shot. Waiting to go find her. Very excited. I can't wait.
We had a little yearling doe that came in, and then there was a buck that was working, a real nice buck, 8-pointer I think, and he was working back in the brush, never would come in. Big doe finally came in, and we decided to shoot it.
It was getting dark. Had to do something.
Starting to get dark, but she kept coming in, going back out. She'd get real skittish.
Very skittish, very skittish.
Jeanette was waiting for her to put that front leg forward. She kept coming in the way that the blind is angled. The way that she comes in down the Sendero, it's almost a 1/4-2 shot. So she finally got up slightly 1/4-2, and I just told her to put it right low on that front shoulder, and she drilled it. So we hadn't gone to look yet, but
I hope it's good.
I watched the video. I'm pretty confident. I don't want to get overconfident, but we'll find out.
No, I always get overconfident.
Money. As Jim Novak would say, in the money zone. So we're getting ready to get out. It's only been about 10 minutes, but we're going to ease out of the blind.
Go see if we can find some spots.
Go see if we can find the first blood.
That's Cody Wets. Bow kill, 20-yard recovery.
Bow kill?
Bow kill. Look at that.
Attaboy! We had a Wets boy that could shoot.
And that's a
bow.
12-inch G2 on both sides. Good night. And then
Jacob shot that
Jacob smacked a good one.
one. Man, that's awesome.
140-inch 10.
That's really pretty. They're both pretty.
Yep. Lots of animals have hit the ground today, none bigger than this one right here. Coming in hot. The Uber Hearst has arrived.
Uber and Hearses. Look at that right there.
Yeah, Mr. Gallagher doubled up. How many inches of bone is that going to be tonight?
I'm not sure. That is a monster of a deer.
Wow.
Not that I'm trying to
That's a beautiful
outlight you.
deer.
What you going to do with all these deer, Gary?
Spend a lot of money mounting.
Yeah, mountain man is you going to be. That is a mountain of a deer. I need a handshake. Tongue kiss later. Well, we didn't have any luck tracking Jeanette's deer this evening. We did go and look, and we followed a trail for hundreds of yards. Back across the Sendero, back towards another feeder. I think we were pushing it. We probably gave it 20 minutes, which may not have been long enough. Then we came back to camp, got a tracking party, and I thought it would be plenty of time, so we went back out and tracked it again, and I think we may have still been pushing it. So we kind of ran out of blood. I marked the last spot. We're going to go back in the morning and see if we can find it. Looking at the video, it's not an ideal shot, but it sure doesn't look like a bad shot. A little bit frustrated and a little bit disappointed by that. Lots of deer hit the ground today. Cody Wet shot a nice buck with his bow. Jacob shot a nice buck with his with a rifle. Gary shot a beautiful buck with his rifle. Yet another one. He shot one this morning. Casey shot a doe with his bow. So anyway, we're getting ready to eat dinner here, and then lots of activity over at the Skin and Rack, watching a little football game, NFL playoff football game. We're gonna go back out in the morning and see if we can find that deer. I'm convinced that deer will die. I just need to go find it. We were on good blood when we left. We had good blood up until we kind of lost the track, but our flashlights were fading. We're gonna go sit out in the morning for a little bit and a blind and see what comes in, and then we'll call the hunt early and see if we can go find Jeanette's doe. Unfortunately, I didn't get to capture a whole lot because we spent a whole lot of time tracking Jeanette's doe this evening, but hopefully we'll have enough to put together a little bit of a deer camp series recap for you. We'll see y'all in the morning.
I think Jeanette was a little discouraged last night about not finding that doe, and I was really disappointed as well. I thought it was a good shot. Anyway, she decided she didn't want to hunt this morning, so I came out over here to George's blind. Haven't seen anything so far this morning. It's been really quiet. Stacy and GJ saw a good buck, and Stacy shot it. It went down in sight, so they got one early this morning. And otherwise, I think it's been pretty quiet around the lease after a big, exciting day yesterday. So we're gonna give it a little bit longer. Casey will be here to pick me up for too long. So I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the morning.
Why is the butt all bloody? Not broken up, man. They're not a broken deer out here.
Yeah, he's hurting. He went through and he stopped. And all of a sudden he went, phew. I said, perfect. You smoked him. And then we walked up and I'm like,
No, I noticed it first. I was like,
That's like where most people shoot a deer. Not exactly your textbook shot. I shot one on the Kennedy like that. Fell inside. That's awesome. Congratulations, Miss Stacy. That is a beautiful deer. I can't believe they're not broken up anymore. Does that mean there's just a ton of does hiding in the bushes somewhere?
I guess.
No competition? Where are you going? What you doing?
you're going to go help let those out. They need help. They can't pick it up.
Should we go?
Yeah.
That sucker up.
No, he died back there.
Already pulled him.
Well, how convenient you got into the road for me.
Just kick it, Michael.
Here.
Kick it forward.
Here, since you're not doing anything. Here. Michael, here. Here.
I'm getting ready to reach down and get it. Get off me. Stacy's buck and Colette's big old hog put a nice cap on the weekend. I did go back out and look for Jeanette's deer. We found another couple of spots of blood along the little draw that it had retreated into, but then we kind of lost the trail again. It kind of rained overnight, and so I think that hurt us a little bit. Not sure what happened on that one, other than I think maybe we got a little bit impatient and took a 1/4 and 2 shot, which normally I wouldn't take, and I think we probably pushed it. Probably should have backed out initially once the trail started getting a little bit longer. We ended up backing out, but then I think we got back on it a little too quick after that. We probably should have waited several hours, if not overnight, and gone back and looked for it. But the bottom line is we didn't find it. I often hesitate to include these kind of things on live hunts, and certainly an update like this is never something that we want to do as hunters, but it is a reality that it does happen, and I definitely want to keep it real. But the bottom line is we didn't find it. Alright, so as I put the finishing touches on the editing of this episode of the Journal, I want to give you an update on Jeanette's deer and also talk a little bit about what happened during the actual shot. The following weekend there was a group of hunters that went to CDLC. Like I said in the video, we had obligations that prevented us from making it, but I got a text on Friday from our good friend Colby Wetz indicating that he had found Jeanette's deer in the lake. That was a little bit of a bittersweet moment for me. I knew that the shot was lethal, and that certainly confirmed it. But at the same time, I was really frustrated because when we picked up the trail on Sunday morning, we noticed that the deer was heading in the general direction of the lake down a little draw. So Jeanette and I drove around to the lake to look at there. And rather than going into the fence and actually looking in the lake, we decided that we would drive the perimeter of the fence, which was about 100 yards away, and see if we could see any sign of her deer there. The reason that we decided not to drive in is because there were geese on the lake, and there was a group of bird hunters that were still there at camp, and we didn't want to disturb the birds. Looking back, that wasn't a wise decision. Honestly, I didn't think the deer would have made it that far. We ended up measuring it out, and it was 3/4 of a mile from where the deer was shot to where we found it in the lake. So the second thing I want to talk about is I mentioned during the video that there was a buck that had been working in and out of the brush right before Jeanette shot her doe. And so I have my Osmo camera set up as a reverse angle camera, and one of the things that I didn't see while we were in the blind, but I saw as I was editing the video, is that the buck was actually in the brush when Jeanette made the shot, on our side of the brush, probably about 20 yards from the blind. Every time the doe and the yearling would run back out, you could see him move in the brush and kind of parallel him, but he never would come out of the brush into the sendero. Immediately after the shot, I think it was like something like 30 or 40 seconds after the shot, the deer actually ran out into the road, ran all the way down the sendero, and chased after the doe that we shot. So it may have actually been the buck that pushed the doe as much as it was us. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. We were running out of light, so I think we made the right choice in deciding to shoot the doe, but it makes you wonder what would have happened if we would have just been a little bit more patient, whether that buck would have stepped out there into the sendero right at last light. With that, I'll get you back to the conclusion of our video. Thank you for joining us. Let me know what you think about this episode. I'd be curious to get your thoughts after seeing the shot angle and the shot placement, what you might have done differently or what you think might have gone wrong for us. As always, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button below. I'd like to build a subscriber base. If you're a bow hunter, hop on over to the discussion forum at texasbowhunter.com. We'd love to see you over there. Don't forget that we've got Bonanza coming up here in March. I think the date's been set for, I believe it's March 17th or 18th, whatever that Saturday is. So if you're in the College Station area, if you're in Texas, come hang out with us over at Bonanza. Thank you for watching the TBH Video Journal. We'll see you on the next one.